been a big bomb. So they did all they could do to stop that man. And after they succeeded, when which people were giving tribute, he did not petition them that is it Heist, which one that gave Mohbad trophy last month? Not even Mohbad, they gave Wumi trophy because that trophy is not for Mohbad. They were writing tribute. Why Mr. Joseph Aloba did not go and sue them or petition them that my son is still in the morgue? Oh, we don't need tribute. We want justice. Even Wumi herself never said justice for her husband. Hades, yes. Why didn't he? Because he said tribute. But when African TV came out with that tribute last year, you took him to court because you didn't want the voice to be loud. So those are the games they are playing, behind that we don't know. But when they bring it out, all we do now is start fighting ourselves. Draghi, why did you talk like this? Why are you supporting him? Why are you saying this? But they've all caused it behind closed door and they'll bring it out. Yes, so Mr. Joseph Aloba is behind all this. And I will say it, let your team come for me.
Mercy, now that we know that his daughter called him, to tell him what happened, wouldn't the ideal thing to do be to go to the police and say, well, hey, I got this tip, even if you didn't want to say it was from your daughter, that something terrible has happened at my son's house. Can you go check it out, or can you come with me? But no, he didn't. He went there by himself and pretended that it was his intuition that sent him there. But he just went there to help them bury evidence and doing so, quickly burying Mohbad.
Even when he went to Berekete of all people, Berekete's silence means a lot. It's telling us a lot why that man is still not speaking. Because if that man in today that has given Nigerians hope that he's going to fight for Mohbad, and suddenly this man is so quiet, is not saying anything today. The Berekete me I've known for over 14 years now. I've been following him. The Berekete that's not the way he operates. Berekete, he will come out and tell you, this is the reason why we are not handling this case anymore. This is the reason why we dropped out. That's Berekete. That's the way I know him to operate. But this one,
Mercy, that man
is just silence.
That man is just like showbiz. Like, he just had Mr. Aloba there knowing that everybody was going to be looking at it, and he always attended to him last. So you have to wait hours to see Mohbad's dad. So all he did was just this stupid low shit, and he's done nothing.
Low shit. No, Fontex, that's how you operate. That's how you operate anyway. And it's a high profile case. That's how he operates. Not lolo. She said it's embelembe. That's how he operates anyway. That's the way he does this program. But that Mohbad case was a very high profile case. He actually gave him more followers. People actually believe in him. Like people who have known his job, they thought that I'm one of them who thought that, oh, this case is there right now. We are going to see the light. That's why I'm saying that. Why is he so silent? Like he's not even telling the world. This is the reason why I'm not handling. This is the reason why I back up till today. What has shot that man? And Berekete, I've been following for years, doesn't operate like that. He will still come and tell the world that this is my reason. This is why I'm not handling it. Why is he so quiet? And this is why I'm not happy what he's doing. Because he gave Nigerians hope. He said they will invite DSS, this year, they will invite the whole world. And today he's not saying anything. And even he can't tell me that when Baba came to his studio, he has not found out that Baba lied. Starting from Blessing, he has never addressed that. He has never, because Berekete is somebody that will address those lies. Because if you go to his studio, if you like, talk 100 truths, but one single lies will destroy your truth. Why is he not doing this on Mohbad's case? This is a man I've been watching his program for years. That's what is surprising me. Why is he acting like this? There is something why this man is acting like this. Even knowing that Baba came there to lie. Baba came to lie, tell him that it was his instincts that told him that he should continue the journey. He did not tell the world, the whole world, that it was the daughter that called him, that Prime Boy called him. Berekete cannot tell me he has not heard those two statements from the public, for him to address it in his studio. So that is why I don't understand why Berekete should put himself in this kind of mess. Because he just believed in the lies of Mr. Joseph Aloba and he let him go with it. What is behind all this? Why did he do this?
Good morning.
Why is he not coming to tell the public this is the reason why I'm not on this case anymore? He just left us with doubt. There is something behind this.
Can I say something? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I think Brekete is actually feeling the way we are actually feeling right now, because that man, I've known him for years, because let's start from the beginning. When Lady Aries actually, suggested they petition Wumi and they petition Mama Mohbad for accusing Mr. Joseph Aloba, nothing was done. And then instead, they had to bring, a commotion with the DNA. So they give us something to talk about. Public always like gossips. And then we started chasing DNA. Truly, if they get to do that DNA, they're going to be shocked that that kid belongs to Mohbad. Because the more he grows, the more he looks like Mohbad. I'm sorry I'm saying this, because looking at this picture right here, this is Liam. And it's just a shame that we've all been fooled. These guys, they know what happened to their son. And them using our head against each other, it's just a shame that we fell for this shit. And a lot of people that actually believed them, now they are blaming themselves. They're trying to hide their faces now. Some of them are trying to redeem their image. Mr. Okay, could you please mute? Thank you. A lot of them are trying to redeem their image now because they've all been used. They've all been used, and it's just a shame that these people turn us against ourselves, and we fight ourselves every time. I think it's about time for us to just, try and make amendments and stop fighting ourselves when it comes to this family. From onset, they never tell the truth. Even till date, they are not telling the truth. So we shouldn't really let these people destroy our reputation, our image. Because look what is happening till date. This young man, his body is becoming, it's not even, there's nothing left of him anymore. And they left this young man in the mortuary because of their selfish interest. Because they're not going to tell me that there's a reason why they are still leaving that body in the morgue. There is no reason, because there's nothing left of him anymore. And even if they try to go and conduct any other test, there's nothing they can get from that body. Absolutely nothing they can get from that body. But I'm not going to be the one to tell them to bury their loved ones, because at the end of the day, they don't have regard for him. Because if they did, they would have told us the truth from the beginning. Look at Wumi. She's living her life. The father, he's also living his best life. And every single one of them, they've all moved on. And we are here fighting ourselves. Seriously, I think we all need to try and make amendments. And, we're still wishing for justice, but I don't know if we're going to get this justice, because if the family is not going to tell us the truth, no, now you tell me how I and you going to get justice, because we were not there when this young man passed on. We were not there. And this DNA shit of a thing, I think there's just something they want to use against the girl, because maybe they already have something against her, Because if they were very certain, why didn't they actually do this DNA by themselves? The mother is there. The mother sees that kid every time. That's Mohbad's mom. She sees the kid every time. She could have easily take something from that kid and do it. But they know the truth that that kid belongs to their son. We are not going to get any DNA. We're not getting it, and they are not doing it. Because this DNA distraction of a thing is for us to focus on, so we can actually forget the reasons why we all gather here every time. We want to know what they did to this young man. So really, we should be focusing on what they did to this young man, not that DNA shit. That kid belongs to Mohbad. But that's my own opinion. So I'm hoping, if there's still anything left for this justice for Mohbad, we focus on work by Mohbad, because we've donated profusely, and they've bleed us profusely, and at the end of the day, people are still donating, and this crazy. It's crazy.
I'm back.
Like to
Good
see
morning,
it.
people. I'm back.
Good morning, Mr.
I definitely
Artist.
would. Good morning, TSL. Anaduke, Sele, Sauzot. I would not have actually been listening to you guys since I dropped off. I kind of had to deal with something. And it's interesting that we're still talking about DNA. If we need to be realistic, the DNA itself is none of our business, for starters. Unfortunately, it becomes a public business because when African television started on its quest, the irony of his offer to Wumi at the time that we'll raise 10 million for you. The irony of it is African television was also talking about paternity fraud way back then. No wonder they never wanted African TV's foundation to see the light of day. Can you imagine what these people went through? Not only to stop African TV on its tracks, also to ensure that any foundation that comes into the process doesn't see the light of the day. And then they did Brekete, as big as Brekete was. And I think at the time, Paparano was all over the place. You can't be against Brekete today and be for him tomorrow. And for me, I stood my ground at the time. As far as I'm concerned, Brekete does his own thing with his foundation, is not going to give us any form of justice. What he does is not part of our judicial system or process. And I just don't believe anything useful will come out of it. Now, if we've been able to stop any foundation at all, one as big as Brekete, for actually being part of the process, how did we embrace a market that came out of nowhere, who were instrumental in bringing Yomi Fabiyi into the process? And when Yomi Fabiyi himself and his people, especially everybody that associates with Sammy Jojo in the background, which is the reason why I kept fighting this guy that is not going to sleep at night, Sammy Jojo. Because when they succeeded in bringing Yomi Fabiyi in, at that point in time, Mr. Joseph Aloba was about to wriggle his way himself out of the shenanigan. And I would have actually thought, when I got in and had a discussion, I wanted to know the reason why Yomi Fabiyi himself did not pay homage to Mr. Joseph Aloba. Because I would have actually thought you just go straight to the man and say, sorry to hear about your loss and all that kind of stuff. I'm a foundation. I want to work with you. But straight away, there was a demarcation, there was a division, and Oloriebi obviously allowed the same way he's allowed Karimo and Comfy to distract us, allowed Yomi Fabiyi. And when Sammy Jojo, the Wendy of an individual, of a handle, who's always been there since inception, got in there to do what it does best, What did he do? He jumped in bed with Supreme. Now, the moment Sammy Jojo, who is working with the assailants, involved in welcoming Yomi Fabiyi, Sammy Jojo, working with the assailants, the people in question that are now being exposed, jumped in bed with Aries. Aries blinded by self-righteousness, self-acclamation, self-obsession, narcissistic behavior to the grand space of where you can find it, delusion of grandeur, and the egoism, the egoistic massage my shoulder, massage my ego, became so supreme, lost upstairs, and actually thought, yes, it is me that will give you justice. But she made a mistake. The biggest mistake Supreme made was to go and attack Temi's platform. And that was her downfall. And that's the reason why, whatever she may have done before, she's allowed Sammy Jojo to get in, and Sammy Jojo is working for the same people that brought Yomi Fabiyi into the process. And that was the end of Aries. Aries will never rise again. There's nothing Aries will do that will ever materialize to anything useful. So we just need to focus on now the family, all the engagement of all the people we've been able to push out into the open, their activities. We now need to know their involvement with the family, because it took about 3 weeks, roughly to 4 weeks, for us to get to where we are today. And now that we're where we are, let's be on our guard. Let's trust ourselves, because we've engaged with ourselves. All the people that have been compromised are people we're no longer engaging with now, because we know their antecedents. We actually can see the result of what they've done in the underground, and we've managed to expose them. So we can't work with the family, and we can't work with the assailants. We can't work with Yomi Fabiyi, and we shouldn't work with Aries, aka Supreme Iron Lady. And that leaves the rest of us. That leaves Paparano. Yes, maybe we need to, as African television will say, we are back to the beginning. So, if we're back to the beginning, their mobilization was dangerous. Their mobilization was one that is going to deprive you of your fundamental human rights. We'll go to the Geneva Convention and they will say, why would you want to rob a human being, a citizen, of their fundamental human rights by incarcerating them with some dodgy mobilization unjudiciously and withdraw the right of them? And can you actually believe that Nigeria is a rogue state and the presidency doesn't know about it? The governorship, Lagos State, doesn't know about it? That Yomi Fabiyi and Aries and the rest of their assailants and their aficionados want to rogue Adura of his human rights, the fundamental side of it. Maybe after 48 hours, you have to let him go if you're not charging him. And then someone is mobilizing, and I welcome African TV saying it's bribe. There's no mobilization. You don't mobilize the police into criminality. So by the time you do that, what do we get? You hold him again his wish or his will. If he's not saying what you want him to say, what are you going to do? You're going to pie him the way you pied his brother? Because you're going to have to do something to this guy. And someone has the audacity. All we wanted to do was to separate King White from Adura. Why? Aries. Has anyone ever come to you to try and separate you from your parents? Separate your children from you? Unjudiciously? With criminality? Because you are desperate to put something on the table. Anyone who wants to get involved with Aries, I don't want to mention too many names today. And you will notice I'm doing eye level now. I'm doing damage limitation now. And we're going to look at things holistically. And I'm not going to be mentioning names. Because if I mention their names, they're going to flag this show and they're going to shut it down. That's what they did to me the last time. Because the truth they don't want to come out eventually came out. It's now out. So me that you want to shut down, I don't even have to call your name because now we know the full story. We know who is who. We have your audio as you've got people's camera downs. We now have your audio. And you can't get away with it. Someone will fabricate stories. And the facts are there. Anyone who wants to engage with me on DM, you better be careful. I am not going to expose you, but I will show the world the truth. So you don't have to just crop up the bit that works for you, push it out to want to malign my character. I'm the master of the game. I show the world 2 pages of engagement, of which you were keen. I suggested it, and you were even keen to the point of my last show. You still wanted to know when I'm going live, and you are still lying. This is it, because the aristocrat, go and look on his profile. He posted something about words, about the things we say, about our utterances. Sometimes the way you speak is your character. Sometimes the way you respond is your character. And sometimes by the time we put the two of it together, we know who you are, because that's not going to change. Look at African television. No matter what we do, what advice we give him in the last 21 months almost now, he will give it to you. African TV will come up and give it to you in a very bombastic way. And that's him. That's his character. And it's sad. Who listened to him? How many people here listening fought for African TV? I can name 2 people. The IT guy and Aduke, the very wicked lady. Why do we have to fight for him? Because we knew something was going on in the background. Who actually unveiled everything? Is it not the same 2 people? And I wasn't even working with the very wicked lady in the underground on any app, anywhere. Like minds, you can see how loud the resonance, like minds engaging. We connected there. Because what was done to this man? He's in his 60s. He left Belgium. He signed a memorandum of understanding even before he left. And somebody did not want that to happen. And that person is still there doing the same thing today. The people that you think can just disappear off the black app, they have something on them. You can't pay anybody off, and you can't pay anybody here. People with their agenda are the people you need to ask who is sponsoring them. You will find out that it's the state that is sponsoring them. It's Lagos State that is sponsoring them from the beginning. And we should have known that there are moles. And I said it, and I connected it, and I put it together, I pushed it out, and we keep pushing. And we are here today. And everybody that got involved, we didn't do any DM, we didn't do any black app, but we just need to look amongst ourselves and start being suspicious of ourselves, just as Messi Idris said. Oh, I don't trust you. I don't want you to trust me. And then slowly, it clicks, it clicks, it clicks, it clicks. You keep putting it together. Bossman and myself, I went into their camp. I sat on their window. I ruffled their feathers.
IT guy, sorry, I heard you. Sorry to interject you. I'm sorry, sir. Good morning, sir.
Carry on. Good morning.
Yes, I really
heard you say.
actually
Sorry, sir.
actually wanted to interrupted him before he came because I'm at work, ma. I just want to say a short thing. Yes, I was just trying to let him land. Mr. IT, good morning,
Good morning to
everybody.
you.
It's something you said that really comes to my mind because you see, we as foreigners among you guys, if we did not say the truth, I don't think anyone will say the truth to you guys. For me, like what he said, why was Lady Aries trying to divide or to separate King White with Adura? That's what I want to address. Because there was, I should not be hypocrite, like listening to you, pretending as if even me have never got this kind of feeling that Lady Aries had, that she thinks dividing or separating King White with Adura maybe might lead or might we can have some truth from Adura. You know why? The day Mr. Yomi Fabi made that press conference, the way Adura body language was in that press conference, everybody keeps saying that Adura have something to say. I think Adura wanted to speak to Mr. Yomi. I think Adura is tired, so many of us started saying that I think it is King White that is that is stopping Adura not to speak or doing something that is making Adura to be comfortable that not to speak the truth. So I felt it too, that I think if they separate King White and Adura, that would lead to Adura saying the truth. So for them doing it unlawfully, is not I'm against it, because what I said that time was I need Baba Mohbad to do that, because Baba Mohbad is the legal father of Adura. I said, why is Baba Mohbad not taking step even to report King White to the police that he has held his son hostage? It's this kind of thing. But like what they did, I did not support it, like doing mobilization to keep Adura more in the cell or King White illegally. Because even if doing that without the authorities' knowledge that there is a crime, like Adura have committed a crime or King White have committed a crime, they will end up leaving them just the way they did. So as long as there is no crime, they have no right to keep them. But even me, I had that feeling once that Adura to be separated with King White. Thank you very much.
Let me address that very quickly. I think a lot of lies. That's a very good question. A very good question. A lot of lies have been told. The problem with the public actually have is that we are quick to jump to conclusion. Don't forget that Yomi Fabiyi. Let's have a look at this. So Yomi Fabiyi was having a conference. He claimed he did not invite the Alobas. I don't know whether that is correct, but let's say he did not invite the Alobas. Somewhere on the table, was it very quick for them to put a table tag with Aloba on it? Which Aloba are we looking at the time? Was he Mama Adura and Adura? Now, if you think about it, you're having a conference, and King White and Konebaje came there for a purpose with the intention of derogating the whole place and destroying and disrupting the place as much as possible. Now, I won't expect Adura to say anything. And Yomi Fabiyi took advantage of some of the stuff in there, said some stuff, asserted some stuff. Adura may have said something and what have you. And Adura, just like Prime Boy, You see, these boys are not stupid. Even if Adura asserted on the day that there is a 10 minutes video. Now, the same Adura that may be part of the process of the 3 seconds video, knowing that the 10 minutes video has nothing in it, will say anything to make you feel happy. And if that's what he did, so be it. Now, let me now take it further. Now, we get to this point now. Aries has got the money. Yomi needs some pocket money. Now, Aries, do you have any brain at all? The Supreme Iron Lady. If you have a brain at all, you know that originally we all along we knew it was Adura that did the embalmment. We also know that during the inquest, there was an outburst that Joseph Aloba was not able to address when Darosha said it was Joseph Aloba himself that gave him the authorization to embalm Mohbad. Now, so we knew about that. Somewhere along the line, Adura came up with his own little stint to muddle the water a bit and said he was the one that embalmed his brother. So now that we know this is intertwined and we don't know where to go or whether we're going or coming, why would Aries then get involved in an intertwined situation where we will never actually get to the bottom of it, where Darosha had an entry in the CTC that it was Joseph Aloba that instructed him, Darosha, to embalm Mohbad. And that is to say that Yomi Fabiyi was desperately in need of money. And I don't know what Supreme was thinking when she then said, all we wanted to do is to separate King White from Adura, but at the same time, you agreed to give 1.1 million for Adura to be held against his will unconstitutionally. So it was a dead end for them. Yomi was looking for money. Aries did not know what she was doing at that point. And then the whole thing went apeshit. And when Yomi Fabiyi collected the money, and he realized at that point in time that Aries was going to blow the whistle, that when you collected the money by morning time, Adura had already left. Can we have the money back? Yomi Fabiyi started scrambling to look for what he's going to use against Aries. And whoever reaches the public first is the one that the public will listen to. Unfortunately, Aries has nothing to fight the cause. The only thing she can say is, I gave him 1.1 million. But then Uncle Yomi came up with his forensics. Joseph Aloba collected money, GoFundMe. He mentioned forensics. The only forensic they did was to go and hack someone's phone, courtesy of a phantom by Abiodun Lawal and all that. Now, don't forget, before I close this one, before I mute my mic, Sammy Jojo claimed, and I quote, he engaged with Abiodun Lawal for 2 months. As it come public, this is in recent times, and this is when this shenanigan was taking place. Sammy Jojo, not Yomi, not Aries, engaged with Abiodun Lawal as they come public to come and give us a step-by-step information, a transcription of what took place step by step, the DM on Black App or all the entries on the Green App. Think about what these people are doing. Lying profusely to the public. I mute my mic. Thank you.
Can I say something, please?
Eclistic wanted to speak. If you're available, you can speak. Well, she's not available. Whoever was just saying that can speak.
It was actually me. I think everybody we've all really done well, in this justice for Mohbad. I don't want to throw shades, on anyone, because I think sometimes we do too much because we want the truth, to come out, and then sometimes we entangle ourselves with the wrong group, But at the end of the day, as long as we get justice, I think that is what really matters. Because if I'm not, if somebody can correct me, I'm sure African TV also did the same thing when he wanted to, get in the middle of Adura and King White. But then when he brought it to the public, we, the public, were the one that also said, why would you go to the wrong camp? And then sometimes you have to go out of your way if truly you want what is just. So I am not going to write Lady Aries off by, having to cross over to the other camp. Maybe she was just thinking, maybe if she tried doing that, we will still get this justice for this young man, So when African TV said that Lady Aries didn't, know what she was doing, so I think maybe she did know what she was doing. She just wanted this justice. But sometimes we all try too much, because at the end of the day, none of us are going to actually take the trophy home. But as long as this young man get justice by hook or by crook, that is what matters at the end of the day. And what
Personally, I think trying to get justice with injustice is not getting justice.
Yeah, with injustice is not justice, yes. Because them trying to detain Adura longer than, what he was supposed to be there for, that is a no-no for me. Because when you get someone arrested within 24 hours without evidence, that person needs to be released. And then you can now go and do your findings, and whatever you have against that person need to be brought forth as an evidence. And maybe Adura doesn't even know what happened to his brother. We don't know. So, but then again, it is left for the authorities to find that. But the authorities we are all having our trust on, are they willing to really do what they're supposed to do? And at the end of the day, are these people ready to cooperate with the authorities so that their brother can get justice? Because the authorities are not going to give us justice if these people are not ready to cooperate with the authorities. That is another thing. Because, in Nigeria, sometimes we want to use jungle justice to get the truth. Because a lot of them, especially these young ones, they don't want to tell the truth. They even rather go to their grave with the truth. So now, what is the way forward? RT guy, can you help me?
I want to address something. Let's have a look at one thing at a very high level. Now, you see these boys involved in this process, Adura, Darosha, Spending, DJ Bami, all these people, Prime Boy and all that. You see, these boys, they belong to a different generation. And they're very clever at any manners of disguises, and they have their codes as well. And you may think they are not engaging in the background. As I've always said in the past, every member of the Aloba family, including Wumi, they are communicating with themselves in the background. Now, let's have a look at this. Given that those boys are not stupid, right? Prime Boy got up to a point. He decided he's going to sue the police. Yeah, he's off the hook. Prime Boy, in collusion with Spending at some point, fooled a big Yeye Kudi and boss man. And they bailed them. The criminals that we thought are criminals, courtesy of boss man and Yeye Kudi and their clan, including Comrade Moses, got this guy out Westo was involved. Start thinking about the connection that got those guys out. Do you not think that those young guys outsmarted them? Now,
Guy, you're very correct.
Let me finish. I did not interject when you were speaking. Let me finish. Back to Aries. Nothing against a woman, but I will speak my mind. And I will carry on speaking my mind. And you guys know me for that. Now, Aries is supposed to be on our side, the scientists. Paparano, all of us, aristocrats, all of us how we started. Right? TSL, Mercy Idris, Aduke, all of us on the scientist side. Now, did Aries engage with any of us before she decided that she's going to pick up a fight with Temi's platform? Now, when she wasn't able to impregnate and penetrate that area, she actually seeks solace for a period of time on MFM's platform. MFM did not give her the kind of reception she needed, but MFM cleverly accommodated her. Look at the age difference between Aries and Temi and MFM. You can see when I say she is causing trouble and making a public nuisance of herself in the presence of children that are young enough to be a daughter. If she had a child at the age of 16, she would have had MFM and Temi. Now, and then when you kind of give people sense of irony that you are engaging with King White, you didn't make it explicit, you make it playful. It was like a jocular side of life. You made it playful, but you did not make it explicit, and you did not make it, you didn't kind of translate to the public with all manners of seriousness. Now that you've gone around the blocks, and then you've jumped into bed with King White, or you attempted. Now, let me also tell you something. MFM is thought, allegedly, that she's looking after the mental health of Mama Mohbad Abosede. Someone needs to do that anyway. Now, MFM is not going to have issue with King White. Rightfully so. King White is being in conversation. She's been in Temi's camp, and he has a right to decamp and do his own thing. So, protecting Adura and Mama Adura. So MFM's platform over a period of time, I sit on the window every day, every morning, when King White was present there every morning. And that is how I get my information. That is how I get my intelligence about what is going on. Now, so if you think about that, now, why is Joseph Aloba, knowing that Adura is protected, why does Adura not want to engage with Joseph Aloba? Why is Abosede and King White protecting Adura from Joseph Aloba? Now, why is Blessing silenced? And why is it that is Joseph Aloba that is the spokesperson for Blessing? Now, you, Aries, allowed yourself to be infiltrated the moment you decide to jump into bed with Elekmon Jolo, the goat himself, the e-goat himself, not the greatest of all time, Sammy Jojo. And then Aries came recently and paying for his school fees. He's going to School of Journalism. Aries, is that the best you can come up with? Is the best you can come up with is to tell us that you put 1 million into Naturals Foundation. Paparano raised the money relentlessly. 1 million for Yomi Fabiyi in less than 2 hours. Should you not be ashamed of yourself and your conduct? You see, if I rumble in the gutters with the pigs and I get on the street and I want to deny the pigs because I'm now in my tuxedo, then there is a problem. Now, if you're on Aries' camp, stay there. But if you cannot speak the truth when you see it, just hold it right there. But when we see wrongdoings, Aries, she bit more than she can chew. Aries could not have gone there single-handedly, because if Aries had engaged with the likes of us on this side, where she came to lie to us, to kind of mago, sakamaje, and skaskamaje us in a manipulative way. At some point when Aries lost it and she did not know where to dwell, she ended up on Olori Ebi's platform. She also jumped into bed with Olori Ebi. Was he sucking Olori Ebi's bola at the time? Knowing that Olori Ebi's platform is where the full block of the money is going to come from. And then she has the audacity to go to the same platform and said, don't donate. Aries, how much money can your people donate? Olori Ebi will quadruple it, will do it in tenfold in few hours. These are the things we need to look at. Let's not be blind. Let's not be rogued into being like we are in the zoo. And Aries is just a lioness. It's just a lioness. I'm the lion. I'm the king of the jungle. Who's going to follow me? Nobody. Do I need any follower? No. I will swallow Aries whole in less than 2 minutes, because Aries epitomizes every shades of wrong. In the last 21 months in Justice for Mohbad, on the scientist side, she came, she fooled us, she manipulated people, collected her own group and her own army, and she used them. Very recently, I was on a platform, Very Wicked Lady. I am Yinka Ade, I joined, and I am Yinka Ade said on a platform, whether it's Paparano's platform, they dropped her. Aries, you used us. Because she felt used by Aries. They didn't give her the opportunity to speak. What did they do? They dropped her. So if you want to tell me the Aries story, I will tell you 100%. I was never asleep. You see, I don't record. The only thing I write down is I write stuff down during my show. Every show, I have a blank piece of paper. And sometimes when I really want to put the pieces of the jigsaw together, I have a piece of paper from what I put together and I will run my show around it. We've all been useful to the cause. Look at what they did to Pekin and Yinka. Look at Muiwa's involvement in that. Look at how they manage Gurexi. How they manage to destroy everything. Now, the ones that we found that I will know their names already, I don't want to mention because I don't want them to shut this platform down. What are their antecedents? How did they manage to get Brekete out of the show? How did they manage to introduce their own foundation? Due to conflict of interest, the CEO, Joseph Aloba himself, thought if we did, they will find us out. Let's look for another one. And then, Bismillah Ramoni Irahim, they found Yomi Fabi. And Yomi Fabi came and destroyed everything he found himself. And used the public money donated to him to jump in bed with the police. For the first time ever in my life as a Nigerian living in Nigeria for 19 years when I was young, coming to the diaspora, getting involved in our judicial process on the internet, our election before now. Yomi Fabiyi beats them all, every single one of them, to come, to become his own Jagaban, built his own Asho Rock on a black app, on this black app. No website, no mission statement, no vision, no accountability, no transparency. He used the public money to work against the public. Are you guys really with it? Are we all really with it? The moment Yomi takes your money, it becomes blood money. Because he's using it to jump in bed with the police. Have you ever come across Faweyemi and the rest of all the people we had in the Sarowiwa, Deleige, and all the people that have advocated on behalf of us as human beings to make sure we get our rights? Fela Anikulapo Kuti befriend the Nigerian police. And when I was fighting him then, Yomi Fabiyi can be coming to us and be praising the police. What did we do? What did we do? We all sat down there applauding him. A human rights advocate, an NGO, a foundation. Have you seen Nelson Mandela spend his entire adult life in prison? Because if he signed that paper and he agreed with them during the apartheid days and all the lockups, they will have released him. And we allowed this inconsequential, dangerous nomenclature, this vermin, this vulture, this rogue to infiltrate our Iroro, get into our minds and brainwash his followers, and you still find them on platform. What are you guys trying to do? Let the man speak. He can't articulate himself. Now, let me quickly put this one in. I thought about this overnight. I don't have my pen and paper, but I think I'm going to try without my pen and paper. Let me get a pen because I'm going to like this. Right. I need a pen. Sorry. You guys are going to love this because that's the reason why I always say when I'm doing my show, I always write, and it's when I'm writing. I have all the piece of papers there. I'm sure my family will look at it and say, this is that, and it's this justice for Mohbad, and all this cryptic stuff on piece of papers. But let me find a piece of paper. Bear with me.
I know there is more list. All of us are. Our names are going to be coming up.
No. We've been very careful not to allow people to flag the show. So bear with me.
Realistic, do you want to say something?
Right. So this is what we're doing. This is what we've done. Yeah.
Okay.
We use our money to pay for the law to be rogued. Okay? Right. So, pay, P-A-Y-E, and the law. Now,
I can literally hear you writing.
right. Okay. So, okay. Right. So there are two camps that have collected the public money. So the public have paid to rogue the law. Right. Now, If you pay your money to rogue the law, there are 3 people involved. That's the postman. There are 3 people involved. Think about this. PAY on the scientist side of things. PAY. Yeah? Now, they are the ones that are paying the lawbreakers. And the lawbreakers are LAW. So we've got 6 people. On the scientist side of things, there is P, there is A, and there is Y. Can you see that there are 3 people there? On the side of breaking the law, you've got L, A, and W. Right? I need to map it, and I'm going to be very quick. Now, these people are not linked to themselves, but I want us to take something away with us today. Now, on the side of the scientists is PAY. And those PAY are individuals. Those are 3 people. On the side of the law, breaking the law, are also 3 people, individuals. LAW. Now, did you get it? Did anyone get it?
Ed, you're funny.
Did you guys get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Now, if you get it,
guy, why is it that
those are the 6 people we need to focus on for the rest of the week.
Hold on. The A is on both sides. Why is it that
There are A's on both sides.
Yeah, is it the same person or
No,
is it different?
It's different A's.
Okay.
Different A's.
A big A and a small A.
Yeah, whichever way.
Who's the big A?
So there are 2 A's on both sides, and they are 2 different people.
Okay.
So someone is paying the other people to break the law.
Okay.
So if you're able to put it together, you now know the people we need to focus on. And we really need to focus on them.
I think I'm going to send you a message because these people that are breaking the law need to be brought to book.
Well, we know about them already. We talked about them profusely yesterday.
Oh, I wasn't here
on Very Wicked Ladies platform, relentlessly.
Wow.
Yes.
Relentlessly.
I have missed a lot.
But on the scientist side of things, is 3 of them. PAY.
Mm-hmm. And the scientist side of it, they are also breaking the law, or they are not?
No, they are the ones paying the people that are breaking the law.
They are the one paying?
Yes.
What?
Yes. So they are the ones paying the people.
Do you have proof for this?
Well, if you think about it properly, you say there's no proof in logic. Mm-hmm. If we are to think about criminology, and I am Inspector Cluedo, I don't need evidence to put clues together. Putting things together has got nothing to do with evidence if you're dissecting any process of criminality logically. It's not proof. But if you're able to put things together and the officers go out and do their findings and people go in respective way, some people will go to restaurants and pretend that they're having a meal, they are there trying to make your movement. Everybody have got a role to play. By the time everybody come back with their findings, the pieces of the jigsaw will be put together, and then Inspector Clodo will then know how to approach these individuals, know the right question to ask them, and then slowly, all the open-ended questions are the questions that are going to rogue you into knowing that your game is almost up. Now, you see what I'm saying?
You can't trust anyone.
PAY and LAW. On the LAW side, they are not necessarily working together, but the situation evolved. And on the PAYE, the situation evolved. So, and also don't forget, if you are paying, if you are paying
how do
people,
you expect?
now if you have
Can
to
you hear
pay the
me?
people, hold on. If you have to pay the people on the side to break the law for you, it's not because you are giving them money, but you don't know, you did not even know you are doing their work for them, because on the PAY side, somebody who should not be there is there. And the Y on the PAY side is in bed with L on the other side. Do you get it?
Okay.
L on the other side. The
I
L
don't
and
get
the
it.
Y.
I don't get it, oh, Mr.
Okay.
IT. I don't get it.
Totally
You,
get it. I totally get it.
Yes.
No,
I get it.
because
I
if
get
you
it.
say P,
Yes.
if you say P, we have so many P. We have so many
There is only
Y's.
one
We have
P.
so,
There is only one
I
P.
think
Think about it. There's only one
but
get
P.
it.
phonics
I get
is
it.
P.
There is only one
Phonics
P.
is P.
There
Papagano
is
is
only
P.
one P. Think about it.
No,
I've
please,
gone through my
please.
studies and I've realized what you are telling us today.
Phonics.
The way I take
No.
it,
Forget
or
about Phoenix. Forget about
the way
Phoenix.
the way I take it, and the way I
No,
feel
now.
about it.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Hold on, Eric. Phoenix is PH. Phoenix is PH. Yeah? I'm not talking about PH now.
Well,
Because
Phoenix
to
is
do
not a
Phoenix,
host
you have
because
to
he's
do
talking about host.
Phoenix, and that's
You're
PH.
talking
I'm
about
talking about
host,
P,
right?
and there's only one P.
Yeah, you're talking about host. You're not talking
No,
about.
I'm not talking about host. Don't put words in my
Not
mouth.
host. It's like people.
I'm talking about
He's talking
people
about
now.
people, not like
Yes,
host.
yes,
So
yes.
that's why I'm saying I'm lost. So
There's only
if
one.
for
Okay,
me, if really
let me do it again. Let me do it
okay,
again. On the
okay.
scientist side are three individuals. Very pivotal, very instrumental, even up to last week. P is an individual, A is an individual, and Y is an individual. Or even up till last week on the scientist side. On the side of the law, the people.
Papriano, Aries, and Yomi.
Those were
Should I
my
get you to clap
detective
for
will pick up
yourself?
on it.
Yeah,
Should I
I
get you
already
to
picked
clap for
that.
yourself?
It's the other side.
No, let's slow down. Let's slow down. Should I get her to clap
But
for
Yomi
herself?
is not scientist though. Yomi is not
The
scientist.
other side,
you say on the
black side is there.
Yeah.
Aries allowed Yomi to jump in bed with her to replace
yeah.
African television. Yeah? She
Okay,
allowed it.
now understand.
Uh-huh. So on
Okay.
the other side, we've got L, A, and W.
It's the airline. Okay.
And L,
Now I know
Other
the
side.
L. Now I
L
know the L.
is
Yes,
working
yes.
closely with Y on the
L is very
scientist side.
popular now, TSL.
L is working closely with Y on the other side.
The other, where is the other side? Which other side? I don't
The scientist
understand.
now, the PAY.
Isn't it?
The
Wasn't
Y,
it said that L brought in Y?
no, L
L-
is working
yeah.
with Y. Now, whether L
Yeah,
brought in
but who
Y,
brought in Y? Wasn't it L
Yeah.
that brought him in?
exactly,
Logically, L brought his wife.
Yeah, people are not paying attention.
Allegedly. And then we still have A and W. Yeah, we still have A and W on the side of the people breaking the law.
Who's W?
Yeah, you will get it. There's only one. There's actually only one W.
There's only one W.
Yeah,
One W.
only one.
Wumi.
Oh.
No.
Wumi.
Wumi doesn't come out and engage
Mr.
with us.
Of this now.
Wumi doesn't come out and
Exactly.
engage with us. But there's only one W. Think about the antecedents of people around L, and you will pick up the A and the West very quickly. There's only one
Talking
W.
about Westo.
I've-
I see.
Westo.
White. No, it's white. It's the white.
No, it's Westo.
Got it.
What?
Okay.
So the
W
scientists
and who
are
again?
paying
M
Guys,
is
I
who
think like a
Lagata.
detective, so.
And there's only one A left. That
This
A
man.
there. And the A should be easy.
Ah.
Ah.
Well,
Okay.
Aries is
No,
on both sides.
No, no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no, no,
It
no,
is,
no,
no, no.
no.
It is
There are
not.
two
Eh?
different A's. There are two different A's.
There are different A's. Two different A's.
And that A there,
It's
Alpha,
somebody
Alpha,
accused
A there.
of TSL.
Alpha.
Father
Arif.
Abraham, come down. Holy Ghost, come down.
Oh my
Father
God! Oh
Abraham,
my God! I
come
know, I
down.
know, I know. Oh my God!
Yes.
Exactly what you're thinking,
That is
TSL.
as cryptic as it's going to get for now.
Oh my God!
So,
Yes.
so, Mr. IT, this is the assignment you want to come and give us to scatter
Yes.
our head.
Yes.
Hey,
Very entertaining. Very entertaining, IT guy.
there's a
You
Seriously,
had got
are you
everyone's
are you
brains
for real,
working.
IT guy? Thunder
Yeah.
Fire, is this a joke?
No, it's not a joke. You remember when I started off 3 weeks ago? Everybody, did you guys think it was a joke when I started off 3 weeks ago? When I did Aries versus Olori Ebi? And then
Yeah, that people should
Aristocrat got
pick.
into trouble with Olori Ebi, and then the critical stinkers picked something up and decided to go and fight Olori Ebi.
Oh yeah. Then
That is why
when
I do the papers. That's why I write. When I'm thinking during the show, I thought about this last night. I was too lazy to get up and write it down, but somehow I remembered it. So they use your money to pay the lawbreakers
wow.
to fool you big time. Let me rest my mic so that we can go into conversation. Thank you.
Wow, I don't believe this. It's nah, it's a joke. Nah, I think it's a joke. Seriously?
do what? Do you even understand what this man said? What
No,
Mr.
I
IT guy said? Do you
understand.
understand?
I understand what he
Me, I
said.
don't understand.
They
I
may
don't
not have
understand
worked,
anything.
they may not have worked together, and they may
Yes.
not have been paid to work together.
Yeah, but it's just a coincidence.
Along the line, you see, we're all influencers in our respective ways. And I always say the reason why I will not champion the idea of co-hosting is that when you co-host, the situation may either dirty you in a very bad way, negatively, but work for them positively. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And because we are influencers, the people that want to co-host with you are probably trying to destroy your brand. So, because we are influencers, we influence certain aspect of the process blindly. Sometimes put money in GoFundMe. Don't put money in GoFundMe. Oh, now I've put my money in. Okay, you put your money in it. Another individual came out and said, I don't want to have anything to do with GoFundMe. I'm not going to be accountable. But did not tell us that criminality is taking place. When the IT guy came out and said there's criminality taking place, because we're asking them question ex-cape than the IT guy, we requested for them to show us the dashboard. Nobody understood it at the time, and everybody saw IT guy as well a Judas. I did not even know it was impactful for GoFundMe to suspend donation. It was on already Ebi's platform that we got to find out when they are trying to do their accountability that they got, whether it's Odumusu, to write a dodgy letter for the contribution to continue. You see, this is the thing. We are all influencers. I did my platform, minding my business. Okay, I mentioned them. They said I was bullying. At the end of the day, towards the end of the show, it's a good thing it was when I even was about to finish the show that they decided to shut down my show. That is now that I understand there are different flagging. There's one flagging where you don't tap, and there's one flagging bullying people because I'm speaking my mind. And you see, this thing is, you've got this artificial intelligence, Chat GPT. Chat GPT goes into it. Chat GPT figured out that you've mentioned a number of names. Chat GPT picks up on the fact that you've used a number of comments and statements and words in there that they can associate to bully, and then they flagged me. And I thought, okay, let me change the subject. Guys, tap, 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 let's move on. And I stopped there. I then decided to be cryptic all the way through. And towards the end, when I said, Paparano has done everything he needs to do, and every manners of wrong is happened between the way he got involved with Aries and Yomi Fabi, which he should not have. And that Olori Ebi is the one that I believe can reinstate any form of engagement between Aries and Yomi Fabi. Now, are you trying to tell me you now need Yomi Fabi? Is the internet trying to tell me on this black app that Yomi Fabi cannot be on Facebook, it can't be on Instagram, it can't be anywhere else? It has to be just here, where he's doing it quietly.
That was my question too.
Quietly, roguing the state, right?
My question too.
Defaming the name of the Nigerian police. And Nigerian police and their officials will be on this way with their fake accounts listening to us and allowing Yomi Fabi to come in Zone 2, Panti, Alagbon, and all that kind of stuff. And it's been speaking for them. Does the Lagos state government actually know what's going on underneath him? Is the chief inspector of police, the Oga Patapata of the police, aware of what Yomi Fabi and the people underneath him? His subordinates are instrumenting criminality of the highest level that we've never seen. And no wonder, I don't know whether it's another AI that we saw on TikTok that is saying that they want to ban TikTok in Nigeria. Maybe it's AI. Maybe it's just a form of entertainment. Why will the Nigerian government not want to ban TikTok in Nigeria? Yomi Fabi. Yomi Fabi, this is the IT guy. If I get on your case, the internet will reject you. So if you know what's good for you, stay where you are. Don't jump over the fence again. You've collected everything you want to collect. Aries was blinded, jumped into bed with you. You give her on the center, you give her to the right, you give her from the top to bottom, and you excelled. Yomi Fabi. You may have actually kind of rogued Aries relentlessly. I don't know how many how many times you sucked your bola, but you defeated her anyway. And this guy should not come back because the infiltration into our minds, our Iroro, and our mindset was the same people on the other side to be able to bed Yomi Fabi nicely into Aries' warm bed. Come to mama is what Aries said. Come to mama. And in advocacy, at the end of the day, rogue advocacy, Paparano got involved. And for what is worth, at the end of it, damage was done. He was trying to do the best he can, but the damage is so severe because the two of them are involved in mobilization is bribe. Mobilization is you've collected public blood money to get involved in criminality. The LAW on the other side wanted that to happen. And they know the only way it's going to happen is that they can't get through to King White. But if Yomi Fabi jumps into bed with Aries, it'll be easy to penetrate King White. And when Aries got desperate, Aries went in direction of Temi's platform at MFM and she failed miserable. And then by the time she came back, she got found out because Yomi Fabi dropped her under the bus. Dropped her under the bus. And that's why I always say, use the analogy, Aries need not be dropped under the bus because she lives there permanently. She came to infiltrate our minds with lies when she started off, detached herself from the process, from the inception, and created our own group.
IT guy,
Yeah.
do you remember when Yomi first came on scene? Aries came running to Papiano's platform to say that Yomi is a scammer. But yet she's working with a scammer.
We all jumped on that bandwagon. But it is unfortunate that when we did, now, when he jumped over the fence and we knew, then he came back. When he came back, we had no choice than to give, the camp I was in is a camp of giving him benefit of the doubt based on the fact that Joseph Aloba hasn't done well with money in the Access Bank account and the Go Fraud Me. Now, if Joseph Aloba has been able to gazump us and embezzled all the money with his people, including Buki Jesse and the rest of them that are part of the trustee on the collection and one with God and the rest of anyone that got involved, what have we got to lose to give this guy the benefit of the doubt? Because he came back out with all manners of, I handed something to the police, they didn't do this, and they deleted this and that, and then the public got interested in it because that is how Yomi Fabi works. And then, yes, everybody went against, and then all of a sudden, when he came back the second time, Paparano befriended him. Paparano entertained Yomi Fabi on his platform, not because he supports him, but I think in his advocacy is just trying to say, what have we got to lose? And at that point in time, I engaged with Yomi Fabi live, asked him a number of questions. Everybody was expecting me to attack him. I did not. And I thought, let's give him the benefit of it. So for me, I don't want to go on. I don't like going on about something. Then I become a fool. I become a village prankster. So at some point, you need to make up your mind and say, okay, you know what? For me personally, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So I was in the camp of people giving him benefit of the doubt. He had a good welcome on Paparano's platform. The moment he gained a few additional fans from the scientist side, he quickly shifted to Oloriebi's platform. He's a very clever guy. But he's got the LAWs in the background. And the LAWs at the time was the LAWs at the time, but the L will always be there. The A and the W have been silenced because their time was up. But they are still working in the background. They are still working in the background. Their antecedents is clear to us that they are rogues. They are dimwits. They are literally, when you say, how can I even put it? Docile. They are docile. They are like very slow people. They are dullards. They can't come back. They try to come back, but they have forgotten that they are thieves before. They shouldn't come back at all. And if they do, they should be talking about something else. But they still want to be reckoned with. You guys are thieves. You are thieves. You are fabricators.